Today's episode is brought to you by Turtle Beach. Turtle Beach has got those gamer headphones for your gamer ears. Also, today we're brought to you by Hero Forge. If you want to show up to your next D&D sesh with some dope minis, Hero Forge is the way to go. Now let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Ghosts and Crendor.
Ghosts and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Live. In 4-hour recording studio. Recording.
Wake your ass up! It's up next Crendor in the morning!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Cox and Crendor in the morning.
Dude, I don't know. You ever just want to laugh?
All the time. That's how I get through most of my day. Otherwise, I would be a simpering, crying fool.
Well, that's good. I don't know. I just had the urge to laugh.
At what? At me? Don't laugh at me, or else I'll become a simpering, crying fool.
Oh, that's true. Sorry. How you doing? It's Easter. Well, it's Easter right now.
It's true. Yeah, it is Easter.
Did
you celebrate? Did you do anything today?
I asked you first.
Oh, no is the answer. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we went to my parents, and they made ham and food, and we made potatoes, and then we had wine, we ate food, and then my dad was like, check out our water heater. This is a good water heater, 40 gallons.
What do you mean? He just pulled you aside and was like, check out this water heater.
Yes.
He's proud of his water heater. I guess is it new?
It's like a year old or something, I guess. Yeah.
He had just never showed it to you before? This is the time?
He might have. I don't even remember. But he's very much the type to be like, let me show you. I got to show you something over here. I'm like, okay. He's like, it's a water heater. It's a good one. All right. Plumber guy said this is good. Top of the line. Top of the line stuff. I'm like, all right. Neat. Yeah.
You know, honestly, I'm just proud that he's so happy to have found something like that. Not a lot of times you get amusement out of things like water heaters. That just means he's finding little joys in life.
Oh, my dad finds a lot of little joys then. He's very my dad's
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing now, when I think about it.
He'll like clean the gutters 3 times. He'll like they love like selling stuff at flea markets or garage sales. Like very much that, or like, you know, a new appliance. He's like, we got to get a new fridge. This fridge is not good. So that was a thing. You know, then just ate some food, had a good time. It was making me think of my Easter memories, which like I remember being a kid and they put out the Easter baskets. You ever do that?
Oh, yeah. No, we had Easter baskets. There was a time where we'd all go to my grandmother's house, and it'd be like all the cousins, everyone. Yeah. We'd have our Easter baskets, and we'd sit around and eat candy and, I don't know, try to figure out why rabbits and eggs and Jesus were related. You know, all those things.
Wasn't it like paganism?
It's just they appropriated paganism. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Then everyone gets old, and they're like, oh, whatever.
That's pretty much what it was. I messaged my parents like, are we doing anything tomorrow? And they're like, I don't know. Didn't you say you were busy? I was like, I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to just work on some stuff. I was like, Jesus will be fine. He'll be all right.
You were supposed to get brunch for me. You didn't do it. So yeah, I remember that was always fun. Honestly, we need more like adult Easter bunny like activities. Like, what about an adult Easter basket hunting?
I will tell you that today I saw what I thought was adult Easter. So I forgot today is also 420. Just forgot.
Yes, of course.
So I was driving into the office to, you know, I was going to spend my day getting a bunch of videos edited so I didn't have to do it this week. So I could like focus on getting ready to get stuff done before I have to leave. And as I'm driving into the office, I straight up just see a line of about 30 gray-haired. So these aren't kids or like college students, gray-haired elderly people outside of this weed shop that's on the way to the office. And there was already outside like a food truck. I'm not sure what the food was, but there's a food truck and there was a line for that too. And I was like, it is 9 a.m. What the hell? was like, man, I guess some people celebrate Easter differently. And then I realized later in the day it was 420. I was like, oh, okay. But for several hours, I just thought there was a group of people who were like getting high for Jesus.
That sounds like a Facebook group.
I mean, it might be. That's how they all met. I don't know. I just thought it was really funny because it was a sizable amount of people. And I drove by, like, looked over. What the hell? Now I understand. It had nothing to do with Jesus, although maybe it did. I don't know. But it was 420, and I guess there was deals and things, and, it's that kind of day.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great time. We did see a bunch of people, like, with Easter baskets out and about doing stuff, so that's fun.
Easter baskets out and about.
Yeah, dude, they were just carrying Easter baskets.
Like hunting for Easter eggs, or just like Halloween where they go around, they're like, Easter basket me, please.
They're carrying them like near intersections. So I'm like, I don't know why you're hunting for eggs here. You're gonna get hit by a car.
They're out in the intersection, kid. Go get it.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was the thing, and then honestly, that's pretty much it. We saw animals, big Easter animal stuff going on. My parents had their backyard. It's like a bunch of bird seed. It was like birds, but squirrels and ducks. They were all eating.
So you guys had like you had like your own little, I don't even know what to call that. Like a
nature
Snow
preserve.
White. Yeah, like you called to the animals and they came to you.
Yeah, in fact, the one squirrel, there's a squirrel and a duck. And then the squirrel was eating and the duck was eating. Then they stopped and looked at each other like, are you going to attack me? And the other one's like, you going to attack me? And I think they realized neither was going to attack, and then they just kept eating. I was
like that.
I feel that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. I was going to ask you something completely unrelated, but it's related to eating. So
Okay.
I asked my stream this yesterday out of just the blue for no reason.
Sure.
So how often when you get food out, do you use the plastic forks that comes with the food?
I rarely will ever do that. I don't actually ask for them now. Before they would just give them to you. I don't know if it's an LA thing or like a California thing, but now you have to request them. Otherwise, they just won't give it to you for most restaurants I can think of. But yeah, I don't. I will usually just use the silverware I have at home.
Yeah, it's because it depends. Sometimes if you got like nothing or you're already out and about, then you can eat it. But yeah, if I'm eating it at home, I'm just gonna use my own silverware. Especially if it's like something hot. You hear all about like the plastic melting and shit with like microplastics. That's the last thing I need.
Plus, plastic fork, plastic knife, they never really cut or hold as well anyway. So it always just seems like a pain in the ass. And then when I do get them, for years, I would just store them in a drawer like, one day I'll use this. And then eventually when I moved, I just forced myself to use them all to get rid of them. And so now I don't take them. In the office here, we have a bunch of forks and knives as is, so we don't need them here. Yeah, I know a lot of people who like to use them because it saves them from having to do dishes and washing. But yeah, I have one of those scrub daddy things at my home, and I just scrub down the fork after I'm done and put it away.
Damn, you got the scrub daddy.
I love Scrub Daddy. There's also Scrub Mommy, and I think there's Scrub Baby. Look, I don't know what's going on with that company. I just know that they're sponges that look like smiley faces, but they have different personas. I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, I don't know. They got the whole scrub family.
Yeah, there's a whole Scrub family.
Yeah, let's see, the official Scrub Daddy store. Scrub while you scrub. Wait, smile while you scrub.
Yeah.
Browse the smile shop. Yeah, how many scrubs do they got here? They got
They
the
have a
barbecue
lot of scrubs.
daddy. They got the dish daddy.
They have a winter
eraser.
edition that looks like a little snowflake men.
The heck? Winter?
I don't know.
the winter scrubs? Oh yeah, Scrub Daddy, Scrub Babies, sponges. There's the babies. Scrub Mommy,
Can't believe these are
dual-sided
the
sponge.
names. It's so goofy. Scrub Daddy, Scrub Baby.
Oh yeah, Scrub Mommy Winter Shapes. That's like, are they all the same?
I don't know. Maybe it's size based, dude. I have no answers for you.
The barbecue daddy only has a 2.9 out of 5. That's not good.
I mean, just looking at it, it looks like it would break.
Yeah, everybody's like, it tore up, still needs work. Wanted to like, but 2 of the 3 fell apart. Yeah, that's not looking too good. Especially because I remember hearing stories where like people would try to scrub their grill or whatever down, and there's like the little metal bristles, right? And then they would like break off and get into food, and then people eat the metal bristles and get like digestive cuts and shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
A scrub daddy is just a sponge with a smiley face on it. It's not that exciting.
Yeah, without the smiley face, there's nothing going on.
Yeah. It's like all right. But it's they're always cheap, and I see them at the grocery store and they're easy to get.
That's true. That's half the battle.
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to learn how to like clean your grill, you got to look up a video with like a 70-year-old cowboy. Like that man will teach you how to clean the grill.
Same thing with cast iron skillet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust anyone young. They got to be old as hell, and they have to have a YouTube video that's like, "Welcome back. Today we're gonna make beans on our skillet," and you know that guy knows how to clean it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Plus, he knows how to make good beans.
Absolutely. And his beans aren't gonna be those trash beans. He's gonna be putting stuff in those beans too.
Oh yeah. The trash beans are always like just some random like YouTube mom who's like, I've made the best beans known to man. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't do it.
Don't lie to us.
Yeah.
Denise, don't lie to us.
Yeah. You need Lawrence the cowboy.
Yeah. And Lawrence, he's like, first off, you gotta have jalapeno peppers. You're gonna want to char those on the grill. That's the first. Get that smoky flavor. Then you go want to take your beans. Now I only get Old Hank's beans. You can find Old Hank's beans in the bottom shelf of your grocery store.
Old Hank used to be my neighbor. That's how I know.
Then you got to pour in 4 gallons of sarsaparilla. You want to boil that down.
If you don't boil it down, it will kill you.
Got to get that brown sugar in there, too. It's like only 12 and a half hours later to even add your first bean.
Yeah. If you're not doing that, you may as well not even try.
What are you even doing? Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, then. Oh, my God. Have you ever seen Kevin on TikTok?
No. What? You said that? Like, I would know Kevin. Oh, shit, Kevin, dude? Kevin?
Dude. TikTok Kevin. I guess I typed in.
What do you mean, TikTok Kevin?
Okay, if you type in TikTok Kevin cooking, okay, his name is Kevin Ashton, it looks like. Dude, this guy is like the Bob Ross of cooking
Kevin
on TikTok.
Cooking.
Yeah.
TikTok Kevin cooking.
Yeah, it's Kevin Ashton. Or
Old school Kevmo.
Kevmo, yeah. Dude,
I see that. Oh,
this
my
guy,
God.
He's like the Bob Ross of cooking. He's just like, what's up, everybody? We're going to be making mashed potato bowls today. It's just like, it's so good. He cooks for a sorority.
I was about to say, this episode just started. Hey, guys, it's dinner time at the sorority house, and we're going to cook mashed potato bowls with crispy fried chicken.
Yes, dude.
When you said he was Bob Ross, I didn't expect him to have like, hey there, guys. Let's get. This is less Bob Ross and more like a radio DJ on at noon. Hey there, guys.
A little bit.
I don't want to get too crazy. It's noon.
Once you start watching all of them, it just like chills you out, though. He's just like, today we're going to be making some ultimate grilled cheese. Today we're going to be making a spaghetti and sausage. And you just watch him. And then there's always like some sorority girl that like eats the food. And she's like, my review's up. And they're like, dude, her review's up. And she's like, it's good. Like, okay. But I love this guy. Every time one of his new cooking thing comes up, I watch it.
So you have your dude, right? You have the guy you like, clearly.
Right.
but I have the guy I like.
Right.
And it's this. Who the hell is this guy? Stale Cracker?
What?
This dude's
Stale Cracker?
Yeah, his name's Stale Cracker, and he's like, "Hey, dude, we're gonna make some chiles tonight, dude. You gotta come over here, dude." I love this guy. And it's like he wears overalls. He wears barely a shirt, and he just makes food. And he's like, "Gotta come on down to seafood boil, dude. It's gonna be crazy." I love this man.
I clicked on Stale Cracker making red beans and rice, and just instantaneously, he's like, "Hey guys, we're gonna make red beans and rice," and he starts humping the camera.
The best part is the video that you're watching right now. This man has awards in the background, all sorts of stuff, but he's definitely like, he's got 3, I want to say, he's got a utility belt that I'm pretty sure at one point was for beers, but he has his spices in it.
Right.
Dude, I love this guy. I'm pretty sure he's drunk during the filming of all of these.
Oh, 100%.
But there's one where he's like, "Check this out, dude. White beans going down, dude. Speaking of, we're going down. I get a lot of messages you ask me to hang out. We're going down April 5th. The Cajun Two-Step, dude. You got to go over here, dude. Get the CajunTwoStepFest.com, dude." Apparently, he is working with the CajunCrawfish.com. I don't know what's going on. But this guy, I could watch him all the time. He is so just pure goof energy. Yeah, that's my guy.
Dude, that is... Maybe I gotta watch this guy as well. I'll throw him into the old...
You should. Because he's just like, "Okay, dude."
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yep. Love that guy.
Yeah, so I was watching that. Oh my god, I also watched this FBI guy. Have you ever heard of Scott Payne?
No, I don't. Let me just stress to you, I am still only in my free time watching old episodes of Hell's Kitchen. And let me tell you, season 11, I'm on season 11 right now. That might be the worst group of chefs ever. Gordon the entire time is like rubbing his temples. He's so pissed off. He's mad at everyone constantly. He's like, "Oh, I don't know who to choose because you're both terrible." Like that kind of stuff. It's great.
It sounds like now he's actually just getting even more like actually frustrated.
Well, this is season 11. So this is right in the middle.
Yeah.
So I wonder what changed, because in the end he's kind of nice. And this one, he's losing his voice every episode.
So Scott Payne is a retired FBI special agent. And he had a video on Insider where he talks about like he like worked undercover like with motorcycle gangs. He worked undercover with like Nazi groups to arrest him. Like he's done some crazy shit. And so he talks about how he goes undercover and like what it's like to be an undercover agent. That shit's wild. Like he talks about like the stuff you have to go through. Like it's genuinely insane. But it's like really interesting to listen to. So like he talks about one time
He has the face of a professional wrestler.
He kind of does.
Like he looks like he is definitely taking shots to the face. Like dude's been punching him in the face for a while.
He probably is. He talked about going to the motorcycle gangs, and he's like, obviously I kind of have to like fit in, so I kind of look like I fit in.
Yeah,
so
no, I get it.
He's like, you got to show up and you got to pretend you're a criminal, and then be like, yeah, I'm trying to smuggle drugs. But he's like, they're all kind of like, are you a cop? And he's like, no, I'm not a cop. And then they got to be like, all right. And he's like, you literally have to like build relationships with these people, and like knowing that down the line you're like, I'm gonna get them arrested, right? So it's like this weird dichotomy you have. Like shit's wild. The same with like the hate groups and stuff he talks about. Like if you listen to some of it, it's like insane. Like there's some. Obviously, it's not too surprising. There's like some insane people out there, dude. Like it's crazy.
I mean, we're on the internet, so we know.
Yeah. So you can check that out if you want to listen to something crazy.
I'm very curious about that. Like the idea of, I would imagine you would have to ingratiate yourself with one member and then eventually bring up the fact that like, yo, I want to be a part of that thing, then get into the thing, then become friends with everyone else. It would take a long time. I'm very curious what how does he get money? You know what I mean? Like, is he paid by
the FBI? Probably pays him.
Just so
Yeah.
then does he have to set up a fake job for himself too?
Well, he had like a job name. He talked about how he had to go through like this entire process because they like sleep deprive you. They do all these things to make sure you're not gonna like, they get you drunk because they want to make sure if you're drinking with these criminals, you're not just gonna have an anger problem and be like, hey, fuck you, and like then they get mad at you and then you're dead because right. So it's like they had all these things, or like what happens when you get caught. Like for example, he was telling a story about he was with this like drug lord. One of these drug people. He's just like some southern man in Virginia with this like crazy bulldog. And he's like, taste the cocaine. And he's like, I'm not going to taste the cocaine. So he's like, I'm trying to tell the guy, like, I have heart issues, man. Like, I'm not doing this shit. And then he's like, if I did have to do it, like he's worried his life's in danger, he'd have to do it and then go back to the FBI and be like, I had to take it. Like he was telling me he'd have to go to like the hospital. They'd have to test him. Like they had to do this whole process to be like, you're not going to die or like whatever. And he's like, I pretended to like swipe the cocaine and like taste it and be like, oh yeah, that's good stuff. And the guy was like, you better not be a cop. He's like freaking out. And he's like, I got a double barrel. I'll blast your head off, boy. And like all this crazy shit. Like the craziest one, I think, was the motorcycle gang. And they brought him into a basement in this random house and they were like stripped down. And he said he literally had a wire on, so he was like freaking out. And he's like, I hate when people do this. And they're like, I know, but we got crazy shit going on right now. We got to check you. And he's like, all right. And he said they literally saw the wire, but I guess didn't see it at the same time. And so he just like lucked out. He said part of him was like freaked out. He was going to have to like fight his way out. But he's like, I'm not fighting my way out. There's like 14 motorcycle dudes ready to kill you. And
what do you mean they saw the wire but then didn't? If he stripped
I
down.
guess it was like in his clothes, and they were like feeling around in his clothes, so they felt it, but they didn't realize what it was, like that type of thing.
Interesting. So then he took. So it was like sewn into his clothes.
I guess it was just in his clothes, or like because they were feeling around. But I guess he was talking them. He was kind of like doing the old psychological thing of just being like, I hate that you're doing this to me. You know I'm trustworthy, like that type of stuff. And they were just like, I know, but we got a lot of stuff going on right now. And they were doing all that. But he said he was at the point where he literally felt like he was going to have to be like, listen, I'm undercover. Like, we're going to bust into this place. Like, sorry, I led you on, whatever. So he's like, I was getting ready to like do that or like fight my way out. He's like, I thought I was going to die. But then they were just like, all right, whatever. They just like moved on.
Crazy.
He's like, okay. Yeah. So, like, he's got some insane stories. Like, the other one he talked about with, like, the hate groups and, like, all this stuff. Like, there's, like, he had to, like, because he, like, obviously knows how to use a gun and things. And they're, like, training him how to use a gun as if he was, like, some random person that signed up to, like, become a extremist or something. And so he had to, like, pretend to, like, miss shots and be like, oh, man, I suck at this. So, but, like, I would be freaked out if I had to do any of this. I would like probably shit myself. But he like loved doing it because his whole thing was like just catching criminals. So
that's cool.
It's really
that's
interesting if you listen to it. The one I listened to is on the Insider website, so you can listen to that. So that was cool. Apparently his code name was Pale Horse.
I mean, it's a solid name, especially if he's gonna like a motorcycle guy.
Yeah. He did say he got really close to one of the motorcycle guys to the point where it just sucked having to turn him in. But he's like, the guy's still a criminal, so I got to turn him in. But he's like, I knew his like family, I knew his wife and kids and everything, and he's like, he's out now, so I hope he's doing all right.
Oh God.
And not a criminal
that
anymore.
Sucks. I wouldn't do it just for that reason. Like, if they went away just for a little bit, I'd be convinced they were coming for me.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I would. That's what I thought too. Like, if they get out, they're like, kill them. Like, find them.
Yeah, I would never. I would like. I couldn't do that just for that reason. Like, if it was one of those they go away forever, then all right, you got me on 50-50. I might, but they can get out. No, I'd be looking over my shoulder every day.
Yeah, no, I would definitely be paranoid. But it's fun hearing about those people, and they're saving people. That's neat. But yeah, there's some crazy shit out there. Let's see. What else did I see? I saw people going to Coachella. It's like the complete opposite.
What do you mean you saw people going to Coachella?
I don't know, like on social media and all the people like Coachella, but I don't really get Coachella. Like, is it just a big music festival and that's it? Like, they always got the big Ferris wheel, and then people like camping out there.
At one point in time, it felt, I think, a little more, I don't know, like hipsterish out in the desert. Like, people were going out there, they were doing weird drugs and like trying to have a good time and listen to music. Somewhere along the lines, it very clearly became some kind of like Instagram model, TikTok installation kind of. Everyone
Right.
I know who used to go absolutely hates it now.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because people posted, hey, I'm going to Coachella. And same thing with, I imagine, Burning Man and all those other ones.
Oh, yeah. Because I used to think it was like crazy hipster thing, but then a lot it's like, here's just Katy Perry and Coachella. Like, it's got like normal people. I'm like, oh, I guess this is just like normal music people. Like, I never really knew what it was.
Yeah, again, I think it at one point in time, it really was kind of like a music festival. Now it's an event a lot of people go to show off that they have the money to go to it, if that makes any sense.
Right. Mm.
Because I bet if you looked up Coachella prices.
Let's see.
So
Oh, yeah,
festival
here it is.
admission, general admission, weekend 1 is $649, $599 for weekend 2. Plus shuttle is $799. VIP, you're looking at $1,400. Yeah, you can buy suites, but then you also have to car camp, so that's another $160. Or Sunset Van Camp, high roof camper van, 1 queen, that's $2,900. Sunset Van Camp, that's $4,900. A bigger camper, like, I don't know if this is a thing that you can buy there. It's basically you're spending several thousand to make this happen, no matter what.
What the
Like, there's bundles.
Lake El Dorado tent, general admission for $4,400.
Yeah, this one is $10,000.
What the heck?
Yeah, shuttle passes are $150. Lockers, VIP charging lockers. Yeah, like it genuinely seems like they're charging a lot of money for a weekend festival, and that's fine if that's what you want to do and afford. But like, it's definitely out of the price range of a lot of people.
Plus, I just don't get it. Like, I guess you're camping out there. It's kind of like you're camping with a bunch of people, but there's music. I guess you're doing drugs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I
a
don't know.
festival. And so you go out there to, hang out, do different stupid activities, eat, drink, go to, weird exhibits and things they have out there. There's a lot of, things you can do. It looks like they have little areas you can attend. Like there's the Red Bull Mirage area or a silent disco or the White Claw Shore Club or the High Chew Getaway. There's the Pinterest Remix area. Again, going through these, I imagine 10 years ago, this would not have been the case. There's the Alaska Airline Experience, the Visit the Amex Experience, or go to the Tampax Experience. There's Celebrate Real Magic. Yeah, Coca-Cola has a pop-up shop. There's a Supercharger Hub. There's the Boldak Launch. Don't know what the hell that is. There's the Escape with the Method system of Method Body Wash, Neutrogena sunscreen dispensers, that kind of stuff. Like, I'm sure, you know what I imagine it is? The difference between what TwitchCon was 10 years ago versus what it is now.
Yeah.
Where TwitchCon is a bunch of things that exist to amplify streamers. So it's like new keyboards and makeup and microphones, and it has nothing to do with gaming anymore at all.
Yeah. Which I guess is a lot of Twitch at this point, where none of it's gaming. Everyone's
Yeah,
just
the most
watching,
popular
like,
stuff
the
has nothing to do with
IRL
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's just like people driving their car and getting traffic violations.
Yeah, and I would imagine that you know, at one point in time, it was definitely about the music. And now the music exists and it's fun to go see, but it isn't the point anymore, I don't think. I think being there is the point.
It's almost like a status symbol, I guess.
Yeah, to say I went to Coachella.
Yeah. Which I don't get. But I'm also not the person that would be like, I'm a status symbol. Well, there's probably plenty of people who would rather have that in their group of people that would be like, I'm a status symbol. Like, I feel like if I brought up being like, I went to Coachella, I'm kind of cool to my friend group, they'd be like, what? Right? But they all play Warhammer.
Sure.
So.
I must stress, I don't, you know how it's like, man, I clearly am missing out on some music things, right? Like there's some, you know, Idris Elba was there, so that's cute. Like Kneecap's there, that's cute. Like there's a bunch of things that I'm like, oh, okay, I know this person, I know that group, I know this. Going through this list, dude, I just came across someone named Horse Girl. And I thought Horse Girl was I don't even know what I thought, but what it is, I'm just going to send you this. It's just straight up a lady dressed like a horse.
Oh, yeah. It really is.
I don't know what I thought this was going to be. I was like, oh, yeah, Horse Girl, that's a thing. But, like, you know what? I guess you got to get noticed somehow.
You know, I think too many people try to get noticed nowadays. It's like everyone yelling chicken jockey, right? Like a good portion of that is just from people trying to get viral on the internet. I don't like it. But then again, that also makes me like The Simpsons. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. I used to be with it, and they changed what it was. Although, granted, I never really used to be with it, so.
Yeah, just looking at these, like, obviously I recognize Green Day, and I recognize, like, I only know Charlie XCX because of the internet.
Yeah.
Who are the Viagra Boys? Sounds like a band I would create.
It's like the Vanga Boys or whatever. Remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they evolved into the Viagra Boys. There's somebody named
Snow
Shabuzi?
Stripper. Yeah, dude, Shabuzi's a thing now. People message me, they're like, yo, you know about Shabuzi? I'm like, I do. Yeah, so just a lot of DJs. It looks
There's
like
a lot of DJs.
Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, if you're gonna do party stuff like that, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Some of the DJs are just like hipster DJs though. Like Disco Dom by Dombrasky sounds.
Yo, no, that name's great. I don't even care. I love Disco Dom by Dombrasky.
Yeah, Canyon Cody. Let's see. Boris Bregya?
That's me, Boris Bregya.
Boris Bregya.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is obviously it's also generational in that I don't think you or I would, I think, sad to say to any 30-plus-year-olds who go to Coachella, you're the one spending the most money. Because I guarantee you don't want to be down in the muck with all the, like, 18, 19, 20-year-olds who are, like, trying to get free beer and shit. You want to go to those plans that are, like, the camping plans, and I get to go to my tent. The ones where it's $10,000, and that's not me. That's not
100%. Because, and then they don't have all the aches and pains you've started to experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Also,
they don't be like, I need my sleep.
There is no way in hell I'm going to share any bathroom with any of these people here.
Oh, yeah. No way.
I would rather cut my balls off. No, it's that. I would not. I don't like doing it at concerts and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Those are for ladies it might be different. I don't know. But for men, any type of concert or sporting event or anything where there's drinking involved, those bathrooms are the messiest, like an ungodly mess. At a certain point, some guys just stop caring if they hit the bowl, and they're like, I'm peeing everywhere. And you're like, cool, thanks, bro. Hate that. No, thank you. Especially if they're doing porta potties. That's the worst.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely no.
There's no way in hell you get me to do that. I'd be so mad. I'd be like, no, I'm all right.
There's also Biba Doobie. kind of a name is this? Biba Doobie?
I don't know.
Biba Doobie. I feel like there's probably some people younger listening to me and like, you don't know. I always thought like I could probably keep up with what's going on with the younger crowd because I'm like not that old, and now it's really hitting where I'm like, dude.
I actually had the epiphany of why that is the other day. That when you're a kid, you only have free time to look at this kind of stuff.
That's true, yeah.
And the older you get, the more responsibilities you have, or you can't constantly be paying attention to what's hip and cool and new. But the people who are older, that's because their job is like, I'm music director, or my whole job is finding new talent. And so they know what's like the next thing. But for most people, like, dude, I got work. This is just like me. I haven't watched a single new TV show or seen a movie since the beginning of the year. I've only watched old episodes of Hell's Kitchen in my free time. And that is like an hour at night when I'm cooking dinner.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not watching anything.
It's like
everyone's like, yo, did you see this? Did you do this? I'm like, no, I got work to do. I got things going on.
It's like how a lot of people can't keep up with video games, but we do just because it's what we do for a living.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
But there's plenty of people that are just like, I don't know the latest games. Like, I don't know. But that's part of the reason they watch us. Like,
God, I hope so. And not for my failure.
Yeah. There's probably some people watching for failure, but that's always going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you see there you can pre-order your Switch 2 this week.
I did see that. I'm still not going to do it, but I did see that you could.
I'm going to do it. But I'm
purpose?
also, well, I love Switch 2. Well, I love Nintendo games. So I already know I'm going to play, like, I'm going to play Mario Kart. I'm going to play the new Minecraft Donkey Kong. And I'm probably going to play numerous things that come out for the Switch 2. So I already know I'm going to use it a lot. So that's why I'm like, I may as well just get it now. And I can play it right away. So, plus, the scalpers are probably going to buy it all up, charge even more. So I may as well get it before the scalpers do.
Sure. I mean, I don't, right now there's no game for it I want. The only game that I'm even remotely excited for comes out November, December, something like that. So maybe then I'll consider it. But right now there's no need for a Switch 2. I'm like, I got my old Switch. It's sitting there. I literally haven't turned that thing on since, Octopath 2 came out, which would have been, I don't even know, last year sometime.
Yeah, no, I love Nintendo games, so I know I'm going to use it. Plus, I might even replay the Breath of the Wild with HD stuff. I'm very much a Nintendo person. Because, like, Nintendo does their own thing. They have their own games. Plus, Kirby's Air Ride. I'm going to play Kirby's Air Ride. Definitely playing that. And so, like, Xbox, PlayStation, like, I wouldn't care as much with those. Because you can usually just play those games on PC anyway. So I'm just like, whatever. But Nintendo, it's just like, you got to have our console. So I'm like, well, I got to have your console. That's where I am. Which, by the way, Nintendo, I forgot to mention, I beat the Kaizo Ironmon. It happened.
I don't believe you.
Well, there's proof in my VODs. So
So you finally did it, huh?
I finally did it. It happened. They even made me a live stream fail post. I ended up being on the live stream fail.
Congratulations.
Yep. And no, I had no bad comments either. People were just like, dude, Crendor, I haven't seen that guy in like 13 years.
That's mostly everything we do these days. Like, oh, that guy's still alive? Like, hi. Yeah, still here.
Yep. Some people were like, wow, he showed so much enthusiasm. Because I was like, just like fist pumping the air. There's some people who are like, dude, I used to watch Co-optional back in the day. And then they're like, Geekenders is here. That's a thing. I recommend watching the Crendor episodes. And I was like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And other people just being like, oh, yeah, Crendor. And that was pretty much it. Yeah, finally beat it. And then I started Super Kaizo again. So it never ends. But now I can at least say that I have beaten it once.
That is true.
So that's nice. Now I'm an official champion. So now nobody can question it. Which, by the way,
I will, but Okay.
Take that guy that like 2 years ago was like, this is why you'll never win Kaizo Ironman in my chat. Absolute checkmate. All right. So yeah, feels good. It was a fur alligator, by the way.
Hey, the one with the butt.
Yeah, the one with the ass.
I don't know anything about that Pokemon, but I do know, having watched a little bit of you playing, that guy has got an ass, and it's hilarious how pronounced it is.
Yeah, that man squats.
Yeah, it is very funny because like all the other Pokemon are little tiny cutie pies, and then this thing's like a giant alligator but with an ass.
Yeah, that's it's kind of weird.
It does seem like one of the
about
animators' fetishes. It's weird. But I'm glad that's what you beat it with. I wish it was with something a little more silly, but that's fine.
Man, looking at like some of the old clips and highlights and stuff, it's like some are like from 8 or 9 years ago, and it just makes you like, even because I was like, oh, have I ever been on here before? Because like obviously they put my Kaizo thing up there, and there's just like Crendor's best round of PUBG yet when I like goofed something that was 8 years ago. And then just like something else was like 9 years ago. I think it was when I brigged myself. Oh yeah, when I brigged myself.
The only time that I can remember, I haven't ever looked at it, but the one time I was alerted to the fact that I was on Livestream fails was during the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker launch. And day one, after logging in, and it took like 2 hours to get on the servers, I log in, and as a goof to show chat what my character looks like when he goes to bed, I went to go rest, forgot that resting in a bed logs you out, and I was put back in the 2-hour queue. It is truly a live stream fail. I was like, no. So that's the last time, and that would have been 3 years ago, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So
probably a while.
Yeah, I definitely don't make the rounds there. I try not to do a lot of failing, but it happens.
It's man, it's just, once you're on the internet for as long as we've been, it's even like just crazy to think about. Because like I remember hearing people, they'd be like, I've worked in my industry for 20 years. And I'm like, damn, they've been working there for a while then. Like, I can't believe that. And then I think like, I've been doing this 16 years. And I'm like, dude, I'm just like a few years away from doing this 20 years.
It's a weird kind of, you either do it long enough that you become irrelevant and you just kind of keep doing it, or you blow up so quickly that you burn out in the most spectacular way possible.
Oh, yeah.
Like the amount of live stream fails where I'm like, oh yeah, that guy just started streaming last year, and it's like, here's his racist rant. I'm like, oh boy. Yeah, there's also a lot of people who, like are constantly online. Like the people who take their cameras with them everywhere. And I don't understand why you would do that. I guess it's an addiction to streaming, or maybe they justify it in that if they turn the camera on, they're making money while they're doing stuff. But it's like, don't you ever just want to do stuff and not be working?
That would be something you would think about, yes. I think a lot of them, because they're still younger, maybe. But like, I think as you get older, that really does become a focal point.
Like it baffles me. There was a clip that was going around of that extra Emily girl who was driving in a car and drove through a red light while looking at her Twitch chat in the car while on. Yep. Like, first off, it should be illegal to stream while you're in a car.
It used to be, should. And they just stopped.
And it's crazy because she's on the thing. She's like, oh, yeah, I do that with red lights all the time. I was like, what? And then I think she got banned for exactly 1 day. So why even ban her?
Yep.
Yeah, like, why do that? And then she's back at it. And I was like, look, I'm not going to tell people what to do. But legally, responsibly, there's no way you should be able to do that.
Well, remember, there's been numerous driving thing. There was one clip, some like in Sweden, some like streamers were just like, what if we pretend to run this guy off the road? And they're like, ho, ho, ho. And then that, like, they got in trouble for that, obviously. And then there was like another one where that one rich douchey YouTuber
Crash
like,
his
crashed
car?
his car.
Yeah.
And then he's like, bro, what the fuck? And he's like bleeding out. It's like,
Then he immediately bought a new car, and he went back to. Here's the problem: they're too rich. There's a thing where it's like rich kids start streaming; they're already rich, and so the rules don't apply to them. And then they have streamer ego, and then they do even more dumb rich kid stuff. Not a fan of that.
I was gonna say even a lot of these orgs that start, like, there's been so many networks and organizations that start, and they all fall apart because it's just like either people want to do their own thing. The same way like bands. Like look at the bands, even the Beatles. Like barely, all these bands. And then people will always be like, these streamers doing all their stuff, and it's like, well, you're just watching those streamers. You're not watching like the just normal everyday streamers like us that are just doing our thing, going along, not breaking the law.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think, and I don't think we should take too much credit for this. I don't think we have the money or the power to break the law like some of these kids do.
That's true. God, I wish I did.
We don't, as much as I want to sit here and be like, we are so cool because we don't do any of that stuff. I think we're forced to.
Yeah.
Because the difference between just going to offline TV, for example, they have 6 months ago inside offline TV's LA Mega Mansion. Neither of us have an LA Mega Mansion, so we don't have the opportunity to throw like an LA Mega Mansion party, for example. Like we just can't. These are things we can't do because we lack the resources. So we can say, yeah, we're better than them because but we have no temptation. We can't afford temptation.
That's a good quote. We can't afford temptation.
We can't. I was like, I got bills to pay, man. I can't. What do you want me to do? Spend this on drugs and women? Are they going to pay my bills? No.
Closest we got is like Dodgers Farm.
Yeah, that's really it.
That's like it.
That's
they have,
it.
like,
Dodgers
geese
Farm.
attacks and shit. I was watching Sam play that soccer game the other day. I started playing. He's like, the geese are fighting. I gotta go break it up.
Dodger was like, I put a chicken in my room because everyone was taking the chickens. And I'm like, now that's some shenanigans. We could get up to that. We just won't.
Yeah. I'm good, dude. Like, I got
too.
too many issues already.
Yeah, I can't afford any issues. I got stuff to do, man.
Speaking of which, you know what you should check out to help us out? Ads.
If you're looking to take your D&D session to the next level, or really just like cool miniatures, Hero Forge is the way to go. With fully customizable tabletop minis in dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build your perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. Available in a variety of materials, colors, and now with a face customizer. The Hero Forge Face Customizer is an innovative feature that allows an extensive selection of editable areas, including the scalp, eyebrows, nose, jawline, and so much more. Also, with plenty of presets and sliders and control pads to fine-tune everything about your mini's face, from expression to age. There's also ears and teeth and facial hair, all sorts of things to make your mini your own. Available in regular plastic, premium plastic, color-printed, bronze, or with color standee. You can order yours or get the STL digital mini or 2D token. Whatever works for you. Hero Forge can make it happen. Visit HeroForge.com and start designing your custom miniature today. But more importantly, go to HeroForge.com and use code Crendor to get 5% off all orders of physical miniatures. Once again, HeroForge.com, code Crendor.
That's me.
Also, today we're brought to you by Turtle Beach. The Stealth 700 is the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. That means you can switch between consoles, PC, whatever, at the click of a button. And it gets even better. With being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect to your phone for music streaming or taking calls at the exact same time. Listen to your favorite songs while you're gaming, all with the Stealth 700. Very cool stuff. I've been using it with my PlayStation. When I sit at home, it is absolutely connected to my phone. Here's the thing, no one calls me, but I was listening to podcasts, and that felt pretty good. I didn't get any phone calls, but I did get some podcasts. It feels great. It's very comfortable. The padding is very, very nice.
Hold on, I got them right here. It's like it's kind of squishy, soft, but it's like nice on your ears.
Yeah, and I think that's so you can wear it for, a couple hours without any discomfort whatsoever. Sometimes, spoilers, headphones will hurt your head after a while, and these do not do that. Plus, they have 3 spatial audio that improves everything around you, so I probably should have played something besides Dynasty Warriors with it, but I did hear guys dying behind me, which felt pretty good. And Turtle Beach doesn't just do gaming headsets. They've got every gaming accessory you could possibly want. They're all high quality and at prices that aren't going to break the bank. From flight games to racing games to simulators, they got the controllers, the keyboards, the mice for it. Turtle Beach is the ultimate gaming cheat code. Head over to turtlebeach.com and use code COX to get 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com, promo code COX. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about it. Please say that you got it from us. Turtle Beach, it's the ultimate immersive gaming experience. All right, Crendor, let's go to Cox. Crendor, whoa, what the shit? All right, Crendor, let's go to Jarvis. Crendor, how's that traffic out there?
Oh boy, we're in the Cox and Crendor mobile in the sky right now, and it's
falling
really...
apart, man. I'm falling apart.
Yeah, this thing is too. Oh, this is no chopper copter. This Cox and Crendor mobile. This thing's got like, it's got like lead paint. There's like, I think there's asbestos in the ceiling of this thing. I'm not feeling too good. I think it's from 2011. It's got like Macklemore playing. It's
Downtown.
yeah, it's weird. They got what was that one Macklemore song where he's thrift shopping? Oh yeah, thrift shop. Yeah, I think I only got a couple more minutes before I gotta land this thing. It smells like gasoline. I'm probably, my lungs are deteriorating at a rapid rate. Back to you.
Okay, let's go to weather.
Woohoo! Weather. We've got a weather request. Here it is. La 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 da 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 da. I'm gonna hold this down. And weather request: Maple Ridge, British Columbia, a nice little town with 2 pubs built on farms, which is a strange theme to run with. Dear Cox, dear Crendor, I'm a longtime fan. I heard you talking about wanting to do the weather near me for a few podcasts ago. I used to watch your animations with my first love every night in high school. Still love podcasts now. It would mean a lot to hear the weather in my hometown. Thank you for good memories, guys.
Done. Look at us do it right now.
Look at that. We've done it. Let's see. Weather. Maple Ridge is... I wonder if they make maple syrup there on the Maple Ridge.
I feel like it's all of it, but sure. Like that's the entire area.
It is 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 71%, pressure 30.09 inches, visibility 10 miles. 6:08 a.m. sunrise, 8:11 p.m. sunset. Winds at 4 miles an hour, dew point 43. UV index 0 of 11. Moon phase, a last quarter moon phase. What the heck? 10-day. Beep, 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 beep. Blame these plants for the worst allergies, says this random ad. 40 degrees. Showers early, then partly cloudy overnight. Monday, 56, AM clouds, PM sun. Tuesday, 61, partly cloudy. Wednesday, 66, sunny. Thursday, 73, mostly sunny. Friday, 59 showers. Saturday, 55 showers. Sunday, 57 showers. Monday, 62, mostly cloudy. And Tuesday, 62 PM showers.
Everything about Maple Ridge looks so... It's like a I don't know how to describe it. It looks quintessentially Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know how best to describe it. Just, if you had to imagine Canada, this is what it would be.
It does kind of look like that, yeah.
And it has sort of a Midwestern vibe too, because a lot of the restaurants are chain things like Red Robin and that kind of stuff. But then they also have the Public House. It looks all right. But I'm more interested in Bobby Sock's 50s Diner.
Oh, yeah. Plus, they're like surrounded by mountains and stuff.
Yeah, there's Jimmy's Lunchbox. There's some great names in here. There's a lot of bakeries and coffee shops that look very good. But then there's also the Jolly Coachman. It's like a pub and it looks like it should be in England, kind of, but outside on the door it says liquor store. So maybe it's a liquor store and pub?
2 for 1. You can drink there and then take some home.
Yeah, I guess so. The Black Sheep Public House and Liquor Store. A lot of public houses and liquor stores. Is that a Canadian thing? Are we learning that in order to... Wow, yeah. A lot of these public houses are also selling liquor.
Huh. That must be a Canadian thing.
I genuinely don't know. And a Tim Hortons and an A&W Canada.
You gotta have that.
You know what?
Obviously.
I haven't had an A&W draft root beer in like 20 years, and I miss it. Those are so good.
I don't think I've had an A&W anything root beer in like 20 years.
Yeah, like you would go there and they would pour it from like like you were getting a beer, but it was root beer.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it was in a frozen mug. I don't know if they still do
man.
that, but that was great. Those were the days.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I don't even know if they exist anymore.
I mean, they definitely do in Canada.
Well, that's true. I guess they used to have one around here and they closed.
Same. But that was when I lived in Ohio, so I haven't seen any in LA. Dude, there's so many good bakeries and stuff here. All right, I gotta stop looking at this. We got. I'm just like getting really hungry.
And that's the weather.
All right, let's go to sports.
Sports. We've got the playoffs going on for the NBA and the NHL. Currently, in the NHL, we got the Maple Leafs going up 1-0 on the Senators. We got the Carolina Hurricane going up 1-0 on the Devils. We got the Winnipeg Jets up 1-0 on the Blues. We got Colorado up 1-0 on the Stars. And those are all the games that have been played as of now. We still got some other games to go on, which are Kings Oilers, Golden Knights Wild, Lightning Panthers, and Capitals Canadiens. Pretty good NHL playoff series. Over in the NBA, we got the Thunder up 1-0 on the Grizzlies, Nuggets up 1-0 on the Clippers, Lakers losing to the Timberwolves, so Minnesota goes up 1-0 on them. Warriors currently beating the Rockets, but they're only in second quarter as of recording this. Cleveland Cavaliers up 1-0 on the Heat, Pacers up 1-0 on the Bucks, Knicks up 1-0 on the Pistons, and Boston up 1-0 on the Magic. Baseball. Yankees first place, Tigers first place, Rangers first place, Mets first place, Cubs first place, and the Padres and the Dodgers tied in first place. And then the NFL draft is this week. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. Going to be streaming the draft. Woohoo! And that's sports.
Okay. What is our fact of today?
Fact of the day. Did you know that the heart of a shrimp is located in its head?
I did not know that. What? I mean, I guess that makes sense because most people are eating the body, and I've never seen a heart inside the body of a shrimp.
Yeah, it says.
Like, I mean, it checks
also...
out. I've had plenty of shrimp in my day, and I assume everything's in the top part.
Yeah, it says they also have an open circulatory system, which means they have no arteries and their organs float directly in blood. That's pretty wild.
That's weird. Yeah. Now I gotta look this up.
Yeah,
look at that. In the shrimp, the whole back end is absolutely just meat to be eaten, except for the intestine, which is in the back, which is why, hey, chefs, clean the poop out of your damn shrimp.
Yeah, it's really got that line.
Yeah.
Right?
That straight up poo line. But yeah, everything in the front is there. Stomach, brain, digestive gland, heart, gonad. One single gonad, and gills. Everything's up in the front. Mouth. Yeah, all of it. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Front loaded, literally.
Damn. I mean, I guess that's the idea. If like you can, maybe they can escape. Does their ass grow back?
I don't know if their ass grows back.
Well,
not like lizards or something.
Yeah. Huh.
It'd be kind of cool if it did. There you go. Look at that. That's your fact of the day.
All right. Who has come to us with tears in their eyes? Tell me, someone.
We do have tears in their eyes, people. Here it is.
thank
Dear
God. Thank
illustrious sirs. Dear illustrious sirs, with tears in my eyes, I beg thee for thine wisdom. Earlier this month, I finally hit the big 3-0. I turned 30. I'm currently single. I've had a few long-term relationships in the past. I just started what I hope is to be my long-term career last year, but still have a lot of conflicting thoughts and feelings about beginning the new stage of my life. When you both entered your 30s, what was it like for you? What did you look forward to? What did you dread? Were there any unexpected surprises, events, or changes that ended up being really cool? Please give me guidance for this next decade.
Let me think back. Let me see if I can think back on this. When I turned 30.
Yeah, because you were 30 when you started doing YouTube, right?
Yeah, I was 29 when I started. So I guess I was in the same boat that I was starting something new, and I didn't really know what was going on. I had lost my job as a teacher. I was broke as hell. I had no money. I had to move back home with my parents at 29, which is as embarrassing can get for any child. And then I spent the next year. Yeah, I completely forgot. I had my 30th birthday at home at my parents because I literally, where was I going to go? I don't think I celebrated at all. Maybe that was the start of me not caring about my birthday. Here's what I'll say. You don't know where life's going to take you. You don't know what's going to happen to you. All you can do is pick a direction and go. And whatever happens, happens. Whether you love your job, whether you meet the next person in your life, the only thing you can focus on is making every day that you have the best day it can be. And taking the time to enjoy it and to live in the moment, because you have no idea what's going to happen. Like I said, I was a teacher before all this. And then I was literally had to leave my apartment. I was super in debt. I was a complete mess. I had to move back home, relearn to live with my parents after not having lived with them since I was 18. So yeah, it was a complete mess. But now I'm here. And I'm running my business, and I'm making games, and I'm doing a weird podcast with Crendor. You'll never know. You will find a person, and they may be the person for you the rest of your life, and they may not. There's no timeline for any of that. Just live every day the best you can. Be a good person. That's it. It's really that easy.
Yeah. I mean, my 30s started better than my late 20s. My late 20s, I was falling apart. So it was just like, my 30s ended up being better. Because like late 20s, gallbladder out, right? The old, everything was crashing. I was like, I got to do something, dude. I'm turning 30. So then I just started working out. And I think that's another thing you could do is just start working out. That doesn't mean like go on a treadmill for 2 hours. It doesn't mean like lift 800 pounds. It could just be like body weight exercises just to strengthen your core or like your stability or like just making sure the muscles you use every day are like stronger so they can support whatever lifestyle you're living. Like if you're running, you want to strengthen your knees and your, the muscles around your knees and everything. If you're just sitting, you want to strengthen your hip flexors. You want to work on your lower back so you don't hit your 40s and be like, oh, my lower back, right? Or your neck or your posture and everything. So you want to start doing that now before it's too late. And once it's too late, you're like, man, if only I started doing this when I was 30. Right? So it's better late than never, but
True.
It's usually better to start earlier than to wait until the pain starts and then be like, man, I wish I would have did this earlier. So start exercising. That's my other tip. That's usually my tip for everybody.
And admittedly, you hit that exercise, I promise you, the better you look, the better you'll feel. And the better you feel, the more you'll outwardly show that you're feeling good and you have confidence. And then people will start to take notice. I mean, like that's a tale as old as time. That's basically a trope at this point. So It feels foolish saying it, but like that's true, right? The more confidence you have, the more people will be like, "Wow, I definitely want to see his wiener." So like, it is what it is.
It's also a weird thing where like you start realizing the ages are different depending on how old you are. Because when you're in your like late teens, early 20s, you're like, oh man, that person's 40. They're super old. But then you get to be in your 30s and you're like, actually, 40's not that old, right? Like you start being like, actually, maybe I was wrong. But it's all just kind of, perspective based on where you are. I don't know if time just goes faster, which I think
I mean,
it
it
kind of
definitely feels like it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Because when you're a kid, it's like, I think that we talked about that a while ago, but there's this thing where when you're a kid, it almost feels like everything's so long, even though it's the same time, because you're growing at a rapid rate. But even then, when you go to school, it's like every grade feels like they're vastly like far out from the other one. Like third and fourth grade, that's such a different, like that's such a leap in terms of like, oh man, the fifth graders.
I guess that shows you probably how fast or how different the different parts of your like when you're a kid. The difference between 7 and 10 is huge. And the difference between 10 and 13 is huge. And so that's probably because, like, at a certain point, once you hit 18, 19, 20, mid-20s, you don't really change that much. You just sort of fall apart. But you're still the you are. Like, there's nothing, I'm not growing taller. I'm not, nothing crazy's happening to me. If anything, you start falling apart, and the next big change is like, there's hair where there wasn't before, and now there's less hair where there was before. That's it. That's the only difference. Like, is that a wrinkle? Well, how'd that get there?
Yeah, instead of growing, it flips the switch. You go in reverse.
Yeah, and then eventually you start to shrink. Yeah, you become so old, you shrink a little.
Yeah, so it's plus like even your brain's growing rapidly at that point. Like every year, it's just like that's when the aunts and the uncles and everybody's like, I remember you were so little. It's only been a few years. You're so big now. And then you get older and they're just like, oh, now you're just old. It's like, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, it definitely slows down in terms of the aging, but the odd part is that the years go by quicker because, I say that, but at the same time, it's not like they go by super fast, but everything feels like it goes by faster. Because you'll look back and be like, dude, I can't believe it was 10 years ago. But at the same time, I'll look back and be like, I kind of can believe it was 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's this strange kind of like combo thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's absolutely the idea that you're getting older and things seem to speed up, but also life is faster because you have to do more. Like, again, going back to what we were saying earlier, I think the idea of when you're a kid, you just have a lot of free time. So everything seems like it's like when I used to work at McDonald's. When there were no customers, it was the longest, worst job I ever had. But when there were customers, my shift felt like it went by so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because you're occupied. Your brain's like focused on doing stuff, and then the time goes by. But when there's nothing happening, you're just looking at the clock like, here comes 30 seconds.
Yep.
Here comes 40 seconds. So yeah, I think we answered it.
Good.
Let's see. Here we go. Let me do another one. Dear illustrious sirs, with tears in my eyes and on my knees, I seek your knowledge. You two have had many news stories over the years with inconclusive ends that leave more questions than answers. If you could both go back to any news story to get a proper ending or conclusive answer, which would you pick?
God, there's so many. Obviously, any of them involving Florida plus monkey plus like incident.
That's very true.
There's so many that are just like, even the one we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
No answers. Just no answers. And it drives me crazy that it honestly feels like the crazier the story, the less answers we have, and it should be the reverse. Because I have to imagine you would ask, why did this guy break into the supermarket, steal every bottle of ketchup, spray it in the parking lot all over his body, and then fight an alligator? Why? Like, there's got to be a reason behind it. Why does no one ask this? He didn't just do it.
Yeah, even if it's just like he's on drugs, then we'd be like, okay, he's on drugs.
Yeah,
but we don't know.
Even then, we don't get that. We never get that. It's just like, he did this crazy stuff and was arrested. It's like, okay, but why did he do the crazy stuff? There must be a reason. Like, did that alligator say something to him because he was on drugs and he thought the alligator said something? Like, ask the man.
Because the guy with the turtle in his pants. We were like, why's he got the turtle in his pants?
Yeah, the guy last week. He had a turtle in his pants. He was trying to get through security. No explanation. Like, was it his pet turtle? Was he trying to get the turtle somewhere? Was someone going to buy that turtle? Did the turtle just say, "Put me in your pants"? Like, did he think the turtle was gonna protect his crotch from the X-ray? Or like, what was he thinking? How long was he gonna keep that turtle in there? The entire flight? How long was that flight? That's what they just don't. They aren't very good at this, and frankly, I'm not a fan of it.
Honestly, I would love to know if Hank the Tank is still roaming the wilderness. I think if we knew Hank the Tank is still out there roaming around, that would feel good.
That is the one story that really truly needs a happy ending.
Yeah, because we don't know. There could be fake Hank the Tanks, like we talked about. Could be the descendants of Hank. Hank could be somewhere we don't know. Just I would like to know, like, for a for sure situation of like, yeah, Hank's still out there and he's still being a bear. I'd be like, hell yeah, dude.
I would love to know the future of Hank the Tank.
Yeah, I'd pick that.
All right.
And that's our dear illustrious sirs.
Okay. What is our fact? Nope, we did that already.
You want another shrimp fact?
No, I don't want another shrimp fact.
All right.
What is our big news story of the day?
We've got Michigan townspeople move 9,100 books to new home one by one.
I saw this. I think it made the rounds on social media. Very cute.
Yeah. Chelsea, Michigan. Residents of all ages in a small Michigan community formed a human chain and helped a local bookshop move each of its 9,100 books one by one to a new storefront about a block away. The Book Brigade of around 300 people stood in two lines running along a sidewalk in downtown Chelsea on Sunday, passing each title from Serendipity Books' former location directly to the correct shelves in the new building down the block and around the corner on the main street. Quote, "It was a practical way to move the books, but it was also a way for everybody to have a part," Michelle Tuplin, the store owner, said. As people passed the books along, they said, "I've not read this. That's a good one." Or wait, what would they say? Oh, and that's a good. I was like, man, I haven't read this. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Momentum had been building since Tuplin announced the move in January. It became so buzzy in town. So many people wanted to help. This feels like a Hallmark movie type of situation.
It does, and that was what I think was sweet about it. There were people online who were like, wouldn't it be more efficient if you put it in a cart? And I was like, that's not the point. This is a town that came together, and they were doing this because they're being helpful neighbors, and it's very, like, sweet.
Yeah. Because, sure, there's more efficient ways, more corporatized ways to move these books, but everybody's like, let's move it together.
Yeah, and they just handed it off. One person, it's like moving a bucket of water, and they did it very efficiently, and honestly, it's cute and sweet, and I love that they did it.
Yeah. But you never know. Somebody might have those, like, grimy fingers. They got all their dirt and grime all over the books.
Yeah, I feel like that's the least of your concerns when it comes to a book, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Wonder if anybody dropped one. Just, like, hand them off. Like, oh, it just, like, fell in a sewer.
I hope not, but you have to imagine at least one book dropped. You have to imagine.
Yeah. Out of 9,100, they had at least one drop.
There's got to be one book that dropped for sure.
Yeah. Tuplin said the endeavor took just under 2 hours, much shorter than hiring a mover company to box and unbox thousands of titles. The brigade even put the books back on the shelves in alphabetical order.
Wow.
Look at that. Now Tuplin hopes to have the new location open within 2 weeks. Wait, 2 weeks? They just moved all the books in. What are they going to do?
Probably whatever it is that you do when you do that.
Yeah, like what?
I don't know. I've never owned a bookstore.
That's true. The bookstore has been in Chelsea, about 60 miles west of Detroit, since 1997. Tuplin has been the owner since 2017 and has 3 part-time employees. About 5,300 people call Chelsea home, and residents described it as a place where neighbors help neighbors. It's a small town, and people just really look out for each other, said Casey Friss, who grew up in Chelsea. I imagine Casey talks like
It's a small town.
Yeah, anywhere you go, you're going to run into someone you know or who knows you and is going to ask you about your day. And I teach them how to make my baked beans in my cast iron skillet.
The whole thing, just cute.
Yeah, so it's great. So there you go. That's a happy news story of the day. I like it.
I like it too. Well, that's it for us. Thanks so much for listening or watching or enjoying this podcast. Crendor, hit him with the socials.
Folks, we've got socials. YouTube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast. That's where you can comment the weather. You can comment your dear illustrious sirs. You can watch all the previous episodes on YouTube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast. You can hit the bell, you subscribe, get alerted when they go live. We're also on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We're on probably some other stuff that I don't know.
I'm sure we are.
I'm sure we are. YouTube.com/Cox and Crendor. It's where all the animations are if you want to go watch some of those. We also got our own stuff. YouTube Jesse Cox, YouTube Crendor, Twitch Jesse Cox, Twitch Crendor, Facebook Jesse Cox, Facebook Crendor, TikTok Jesse Cox, TikTok Crendor, YouTube Cren Clips, YouTube Cox Clips, Patreon Jesse Cox, Patreon Crendor, Instagram Notorious Cox, Instagram Crendor was taken, Twitter Jesse Cox, Twitter Crendor, Blue Sky Jesse Cox, Blue Sky Crendor, yep.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. And as always,
Shake the rhino.
to be continued.